Joe Biden is already doing very Joe Biden-like shit. This is not good. David Sirota says the following. Biden's new healthcare plan lifted its proposals from insurance lobbyists' letter. It would provide lucrative subsidies to insurers that pumped cash into the 2020 election. It avoids a promised public option and Dem legislation to expand Medicare. So he already caved and backed off of what he was saying on the campaign trail. What he was saying on the campaign trail wasn't nearly aggressive enough of a healthcare plan, and he's already backed off of that. So let me give you some more information on this. In his piece in the Daily Poster, he says the following. Biden's inaugural committee has received donations from at least two major health insurers, Anthem and Centene, both of which offer plans on state marketplace exchanges. Centene CEO bundled donations for Biden's presidential campaign, and Biden's first major campaign fundraiser was headlined by Independence Blue Cross CEO. So this is, what he's saying here is there's this unholy alliance, this connection, this marriage between Biden's campaign and for-profit health insurance companies in a way that would make anybody who cares about corruption sick. Because that's what this is. And this is the thing that's so egregious about it is that it's open corruption. It's not even like he has these connections with for-profit health insurance companies and he's like aware that that gives him a conflict of interest and that's bad for his job. It's like they're doing it and they're out in the open about it, which is just gross. It's just beyond gross. So apparently the average lowest cost premium for a bronze level plan. So this is a way to expand Obamacare where you're like giving more subsidies to the health insurance companies and the executives can get wealthier. Again, abandoning a Medicare expansion, obviously abandoning Medicare for all. I was never even on board with Medicare for all. But it's like, let's give massive subsidies to the health insurance companies. And why are they doing this? Well, they're doing this again because the executives and the top brass can get wealthy doing this. So the average low-cost premium for a bronze level plan, the bare minimum plan, $321. The average bronze plan deductible on the individual market was nearly $5,900 in 2019. So in other words, you have coverage, but you don't really have coverage because who could afford the $321 a month and who can afford the $5,900 deductible? They say health insurers deny nearly 1 in 5 claims for in-network care by patients with Affordable Care Act plans, according to data from the Kaiser Family Foundation from 2017. For some insurers, about 40% of claims are rejected. So in other words, the system we have is a total scam and a total joke. There's no way around it. How do you explain these numbers? For a bronze plan, $321 a year, that's the average. The deductible is $5,900. Who's got $5,900 laying around? Maybe the top 10% of Americans, but that means 90% of Americans can't even meet the deductible on a bronze plan. And then again, some insurers, 40% of the claims are rejected. You don't even have health care at that point. You're flipping a coin, basically, more or less, to determine whether or not you'll get coverage when you submit a claim. And by the way, we learned this as well. Nancy Pelosi was saying the same thing recently. Nancy Pelosi was like, what if we just expanded COBRA? Which again is a giant giveaway to health insurance companies. That's exactly the approach that Joe Biden is taking. Joe Biden wants to give more subsidies to his wealthy CEO buddies who helped fund his campaign. Again, see, this is a scandal, and this is the shit you will never, ever, 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 ever hear on CNN, on MSNBC, on the nightly news. Listen, those outlets, they hated Trump, and they were correct to hate Trump. Now, they used terrible arguments against Trump, but at least they hated Trump. With Joe Biden, it's going to be nothing but big, wet, sloppy, slobbering blowjobs all day long. That's what's going to happen. They're going to blow him, and they're going to ignore shit like this. They're going to bury shit like this, and it's pathetic. So you have to, do your best to support the outlets that are doing right by the actual news. Again, this is from David Sirota's Daily Poster, so credit to him. Some of the people he has working for the Daily Poster did the work on this article. I don't have the names in front of me. I'm sorry about that. But, this is real journalism. Now, beyond that, guys, a new poll just came out today. A new poll. 66% of Americans fear they won't be able to afford health care this year. 66%. That's a failed system if I've ever heard of one. 66% fear they won't be able to afford health care this year. Half of respondents are concerned they can't pay unexpected medical bills that total less than $1,000. We just discussed how the bronze deductible is $5,900. Half the country can't afford a bill that's less than $1,000. But it's okay, don't worry. I'm sure people won't run into medical problems. It's not like we're in a pandemic where over 400,000 Americans are now dead. The system is totally broken. If they don't move to address this stuff quickly, I fear for our future. I don't know what's going to happen in our future. This income and wealth inequality is unsustainable. And if the elites know what's good for them, they'll harken back to FDR. When FDR let the elites know, hey, if you don't give up some of your shit, people might come for all of your shit. I'm paraphrasing. And they have the nerve also to gaslight you as if social democracy is extreme. Social democracy is not extreme. Social democracy is the compromise. Social democracy is the bare minimum. The idea of taking healthcare off the table in a civilized society so people don't go bankrupt for medical bills. The idea of taking education off the table in a civilized society, paying people higher wages so they can actually afford to live. This is the bare minimum of the shit you could do. But you're treated like you're the extremist if you advocate for it. No, we're not extreme. They're extreme. This system is extreme. Joe Biden's corruption, that's extreme. Donald Trump's corruption, that's extreme. Sick joke, man. Sick joke. They're already backing off of their weak upfront healthcare plan. His plan was already weak, and now he watered it down more. And the whole point of it is to be a scam to shovel more money to for-profit health insurance companies. If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention.